some prominence behind this gavel. Errol, that makes it take too long. This gavel, my mother told me, belonged to Governor Ford in 1940-41, here, governor of the state, because my father was dating his daughter. So I have Governor Ford's ballot, or gavel, and anybody that argues with me, I'm just going to say I got it anyway. So, again, welcome. So I'd like to read you some opening statements of process and what we hope that will move this process forward with as little problems and as much speed as we can. Welcome to the Montana Republican Party Delegate Convention. Our purpose here today is to elect delegates to the Republican National Committee, Presidential Convention, and elections of a presidential electors. We have various tellers around. You'll see them in red hats that will distribute, collect, and count ballots. Rules. At all times, we will be respectful of one another. Please be aware that there are certain expectations of you if you become a delegate, both financially and logistically. Time is at a premium, so time constraints will be adhered to. Only delegates are allowed to be inside the ropes to vote, speak, or raise questions. Only delegates can nominate from the floor. If someone is nominated by a delegate that is not a nominee, if someone is nominated by a delegate and that nominee is not a delegate, that person will be summoned from outside the room to enter the room, but that person can only be allowed to speak when asked to do so and in an acceptance speech. All speech from the floor will go through the chair, no exceptions. No motion or nomination will be valid unless they are at the if you are at the microphone and recognized by the chair. I have two parliamentarians to my right available to me. All decisions from the chair will be final. No disruptions or efforts to draw out this process will be tolerated. Two microphones are available. People that want to come and nominate from the floor, you can go to either microphone. Makes never mind to us. When the time comes for questions or discussions from the floor, you may approach any of those microphones, but be sure you need to state your name and the county you're from, because we will be checking that you are in fact a delegate. When you come to, let's see, if an alternate is nominated as an at-large or congressional delegate, their name will be removed from the alternate list slate of nominations. The reason being is that you cannot be on two separate ballots. You can only be on one ballot. So, that being said, Cindy Johnson, would you call the roll of the delegates by county?
Yes, sir. Please speak up loudly when I call your name. And I will call by county. Beaverhead County, Debbie Barrett. Present. Ronald Frick. Here. James Brown. Here. Linda Lohendorf. Present. Valerie Fick. Present. Mitch Staley. Here. Blaine County, Donald Richmond. Here. Rita Richmond. Here. Broadwater County, Deborah Brown. Here. Fred Geiser. Christy Geiser. Here. Timothy Ravendall. Here. Carbon County, Joan Anderson. Here. Marty Anderson. Here. Joanne Blyden. Present. Jason Priest. Here. Cascade County, Brian Hoven. Here. Barbara Hoven. Here. Cleve Loney. Here. Elizabeth Mitchell. Here. Jesse O'Hara. Here. Choteau County, Miriam Bramlett. Bruce Bramlett. Here. Roy Hollingsworth. Here. Karen Hollingsworth. Here. Custer County, Eric Moore. Here. Arla Jean Murray. Kathleen Spar. Here. Daniels County, John Brendan. Here. Dawson County, Donald Adams. Here. Carol Adams. Here. Beth Heinbach. Steve Heinbach. Here. Matthew Rosendale. Here. Fergus County, Terry Gill. Here. Bruce Williams. Here. Flathead County, Mark Blaisdell. Here. Randy Brodell.
Here.
Phil Cardan.
Here.
Dane Clark. Cindy Dyson McGlynn.
Here.
Richard Griffin.
Here.
David Hart.
Here.
Michael Hebert.
Here.
Roland Horst.
Here.
Verdell Jackson.
Here.
Linda Jackson.
Here.
Bobby Lane.
Here.
Steve Levin.
Here.
Mark McGlenn.
Here.
Jerry O'Neill.
Here.
Keith Rieger. Regier. Keith. Oh, I'm sorry. Scott Reichner.
Here.
Donald Rodell. Heidi Rodell.
Here.
Betty Schultz.
Present.
Peter Smith. John Sanju. Ben Stormes.
Here.
Jennifer Stormes.
Here.
Joseph Swenson.
Here.
Bruce Tetbeck.
Here.
Linda Tetbeck.
Here.
Glenn Weedy.
Present.
Sandy Welch.
Here.
Gallatin County. Pamela Champion.
Here.
Ken Champion.
Here.
Bryce DeGroot.
Here.
Sarah DeGroot.
Here.
Robert Edgar.
Here.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we have 243 out of 247 credentialed delegates present.
Thank you. I now call for a report from the Credentials Committee. Don't need me up here, do you? Okay. Now I'll call for nominations from the nominating committee, please.
Mr. Chairman, the nomination committee received and reviewed a total of 70 applicants and will be submitting 4 separate slates comprising 20 at-large delegate nominees, a slate of 3 conditional district nominees, a slate of 23 alternate delegate nominees, and a slate of 3 elector nominees. At this time, I wish to place into nomination the slate of 20 at-large delegate nominees. Mark Baker, Susan Barbizon, John Binion, Jim Brown, Paulette Bruner, Ed Buttrey, Tamara Hall, Don Kaltschmidt, Susan Morrell, Arla G. Murray, Gary Perry, Ken Peterson, Karen Phelan, Scott Rickner, Matt Rosendale, Susan Sullivan, Jason Thielman, Lloyd Teagan, Ed Walker, and Stephen Zabala.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The nominations are accepted. We're now going to open nominations for at-large delegates from the floor. And again, you can approach either of the microphones. State your name and the county you're from. We are going to check to make sure that you are in fact a delegate. I'm sorry we have to do that. Okay, yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Paul Stramer, State Committeeman from Lincoln County.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to place in the nomination the name of Representative Jerry O'Neill from the Flathead.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Tracy Riley, State Committee Woman, Lake County, and I'd like to nominate Sean Parker, Ronan, Lake County.
Thank you. Sir.
Mr. Chairman, Lee Glenderos, Gallatin County, and I'd like to nominate Thomas Tuck from Gallatin.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, David Hart from Atlantic County. I would like to nominate Beth Reese from Lewis and Clark, Atlantic County.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Katie French from Sanders County, County Chair. I would like to nominate David Hart from Flathead County.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Sean Parker, Lake County. I I would like to place in the nomination Rick Breckenridge, also from Lake County.
Yeah, we're going to slow down. We're trying to get...
My name, Sean Parker. Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R.
We want to make sure all the names get on the ballot, so we're trying to make sure we get everything.
Rick Breckenridge.
Okay, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you understand one more of the processes. If you've nominated someone that did not fill out paperwork prior to become a delegate, and they are nominated from the floor, they need to go to the back and fill out that form. See the clipboards in the air? Now, if that, obviously those persons would not be in the room, so we have to check and make sure either the people are delegates here or outside. If they are outside, we are going to have them come in. Again, if someone's nominated that is not a credentialed delegate, we are going to call those folks in, have them fill out the paperwork, and they will be able to remain in the room, just so that we understand. The other thing is that Cindy types a lot faster than I do, but even she can't keep up sometimes with the speaking. So that's why we'll try and hold you up from time to time. Now, where was I last? Over here? Over here.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Jennifer Fielder from Sanders County, and I'd like to nominate Jennifer Olson from Yellowstone.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, Joan Anderson from Carbon County. I would like to nominate Joanne Slyden from Carbon County.
Spell the last name.
B-L-Y-T-O-N.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Roger Koopman, delegate from Gallatin County, and I'd like to nominate David Johnson, also from Gallatin County.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Jerry O'Neill from Flathead County. I would like to nominate Tim Ravendall from Broadwater County.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is James Lund from Missoula County. I would like to nominate David Herbst from Gallatin County.
Herbst is...
Herbst, H-E-R-B-S-T.
Doesn't have a T in it?
Yes. Yeah, S-T.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Ben Storms from Flathead County. Ben Storms is my name. Ben, E-N, like Ben Franklin. And the last name is Storms, like thunderstorm, except with an E-N. And I'd like to nominate Jonathan Reese from Clues and Clark. Like the guys that came across the...
Point taken.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Tom Tuck, delegate from Gallatin County. I would like to place into the nomination the name of Paul Lansgard.
Lansgard?
He's a delegate already.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Tim Ravendall, Broadwater County. I'd like to respectfully nominate Ann Koopman from Gallatin County.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Charlotte Woods from Lincoln County, and I would like to nominate Tamara Hall from Gallatin County. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, Jennifer Storms from Flathead County. I'd like to nominate Joan Stanley from Gallatin County.
Stanley?
Mm-hmm.
Joan Stanley. We're trying to keep each other correct. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Rick Vaught from Gallatin County. I'd like to recommend my good friend and patriot, Randy Ferguson, also from Gallatin County. He is a delegate. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that information. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Edward Sodi from Park County. I would like to nominate Nicholas Schwaderer from Mineral County. Shall I spell it? S-C-H-W-A-D-E-R-E-R.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Dwayne Mitchell, a state committee man from Richland County. I'd like to nominate Phil Olson from Yellowstone County.
Was that Bolton?
Olson.
Olson, I'm sorry.
Phil.
Mr. Chairman, Bryce DeGroot, Gallatin County. I'd like to nominate my fellow Gallatin delegate, Roger Koopman.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Joe Bailey from Yellowstone County. I'd like to nominate Eric Olson.
Eric Olson, thank you. Yes, sir.
My name is Lawrence Chain from Lincoln County, and I would like to nominate Mark McGlenn from Flathead.
Glenn? I'm saying MC,
C, yeah, capital G-O-E-N-N.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm Annette Chain from Lincoln County, and I would like to nominate Cindy Dyson McGlenn, also from Flathead.
Give me the dash.
Dyson, D-Y-S-O-N, dash, McGlenn.
Thank you very much. Cindy. Are there any more nominations from the floor?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Rick Breckenridge from Lake County. I would like to place in the nomination Mr. Steve Palmieri from Lake County.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Jeff Whiteside, Missoula County. I would like to place in the nomination Glenn Leahy.
Yeah, Jeff Whiteside. What, Jeff, right?
Correct. Jeff or Jeff?
Okay. Jeff, sure. Okay, any more nominations from the floor? Any more nominations from the floor? Any more nominations from the floor? Then I move that the nominations are closed. Now, what we're going to do is that we have to take all those names and print them outside of this room onto the ballot with the slate that's recommended by the nomination committee. That's going to take some time. Hopefully we'll get through it fairly quickly. I don't know if you were able to see up here when you nominated delegates, if their name had been on the alternate list, sometimes their name won't show on the alternate list when it comes back up. So you understand, as I explained before, they can only be on one ballot. I'm not trying to short shrift anybody, but that's the way we have to do it. So, yes, if you'd come to the mic, identify yourself and give me your county.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Glenn Wade from Flathead County.
Yes, sir.
I guess there's some confusion. I would like my name that was originally on the original recommended committee list to remain as it is.
Okay. And
as an alternate.
okay. There it is. Withdraw. Okay. So you're going to withdraw from your nomination for as a regular delegate.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll remove you from the regular at-large delegate list. Now, what we will do is once they get this list printed or what's the word? Collated. Thank you very much. It's as bad as my name. We're going to have those ballots printed. While those ballots are being printed, I'm going to allow people to come up and speak, those that have been nominated either by the nominating committee or from the floor. And this may not make you feel good, but I have to limit you to 20 seconds. I don't have any choice, folks. We'll be here till 3 o'clock in the morning, and none of us want that. So I would appreciate if you would agree to that, those of you that have been nominated. Are there any concerns about that stipulation? Okay, I will be very, very regimented on that time. And again, I have control of the microphones, just so that you know. Mr. President.
Mr. Chairman, if we could get a total number of delegates, and so we could add that up, and maybe I'll appeal your decision.
The number that was reported by Cindy was 243.
No, not the delegates, but the number of nominees.
Oh,
And we have 20, okay, so there's 24 nominated, so we have 48 total.
Right.
Mr. Chair, could I ask you to reconsider the 45 seconds, even though we only have 48? No. This is a question to the chair?
It is a question to the chair. Let me be somewhat fair. I will give some latitude to the 20 seconds, but it will be up to the chair to limit that time.
Agreed.
I would ask that you be as non-verbose as you can. If in the opinion of the chair your microphone goes dead, you become too verbose. And I'm glad we can laugh about this because it is rather humorous. But folks, we've only got a few hours to do this and it's going to take forever, and I'm sorry for taking up that time. So, while the gentleman is coming up, I have the list in front of me, and I will call you to the podium to give your acceptance to nomination. Yes, sir.
Chair David Hart from Flathead County. Yes. Just a quick question, clarification for my own sake. I seem to recall in 2008 that this process was taken.
Hi, I'm Sean Parker from Ronan on the Flathead Reservation. My nomination presents an opportunity for this convention to form a delegation that is a cross-section of Montana. We are small business, employees. We are Montana. We not only know the tough economic times we're living in. An assistant manager of a hardware store shares the struggles so many Montana families have experienced the past 4 years. I have opportunities daily to share the Montana Republican Party philosophies. Less government means more jobs. Vote Sean Parker.
Thank you. Thomas Tuck, followed by Beth. Is Beth here today? I haven't seen her. So following that, David Hart would then be after Thomas Tuck.
I'm Tom Tuck from Gallatin County. I'm honored to be placed in nomination to be able to attend the convention. Many people want to go to the convention because it's a good time and a party and lots of fun. I want to go to the convention because our country is in serious trouble. And I want to fight for the principles of Americanism, freedom, and liberty. And I ask for your support.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Hart from Flathead County. Some of you may remember my activism in 2008. I was the state coordinator for Ron Paul's campaign. And I really have a heart for freedom and liberty and for this country and for this great state of Montana. And I want to see the ideals of limited government and freedom and liberty promoted throughout the national conventions. I hope you will reflect the voter sentiments. Ron Paul received over 14% of the vote in this general primary. I think it's only fair that a representation of the Ron Paul support base gets included in the delegation that goes to Tampa. I appeal to your sense of fairness. Vote for David Hart to go to Tampa, but also vote for other delegates that you know are Ron Paul supporters, so we have a balanced representation. Thank you.
Rick Breckenridge, followed by Councilor
We heard this morning 2 people at our breakfast who said we all got to pull together. Well, the current slate doesn't have any Ron Paul support on there, so how can we pull when we don't have a hand on the rope? So, you delegates out there, please, let's get some Ron Paul support out there. Send the guy with the ponytail to Tampa. All right, let's go. We can do it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Jennifer Olson. I'm the chairman of the Yellowstone County Republicans. I'm a strong supporter of the Montana Republican platform, and I hope that you would send me to the National Convention. And I would also like to point out that my last name has an E-N, so it's spelled.
Got it, thank you. Joanne White, followed by David Johnson. Is Joanne in the room? Joanne Blayton. Am I saying it wrong?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to make this very short. I withdraw. Thank you very much.
Okay, withdraw. Joanne Blayton. Next, David Johnson, and followed by Tim Ravendall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm David Johnson from Gallatin County.
I am a product of a private high school education. I am a father and a husband. I am a non-union electrician and a volunteer fireman. I believe in public service. This is going to be one of my many forms of public service to the state of Montana. And I believe in balanced budgets. We really need to push that issue, and we need to beat Obama in 2012. Thank you, David Johnson.
Mr. Chairman, I thank you for the nomination. I had a 53-second speech, so I cut part of it out. I'm trying to meet your deadline here. If that would have been a record for me too. Anyway, I've been part of the grassroots movement and the Tea Party movement before it was a Tea Party movement, and been energizing the folks at the grassroots level. And I would be honored to go to Florida. America is the greatest nation in history because of a dedicated band of patriots who believe their God-given rights were worth fighting for. Skipping through the rest of my speech, because I believe liberty must prevail to save our country, I would like to have your support to carry the torch of freedom to Florida on behalf of Montana. Thank you.
David Herbst, I'm sure I butchered that, followed by Jonathan Reese. And if you would, folks, we're having trouble, would you state the county that you're from, just so we can catch up with you? Thanks.
Yeah, David Herbst, Gallatin County. I'm a recent graduate of Montana State University and a field director with Steve James from Montana. And as a field director, what I do is I organize and I lead young people to go win elections. And why I want to go is because my generation, my demographic is suffering in this economy. And that's why I want to go. Because I think I represent a particular demographic that needs to be on that ballot. Please vote for me.
Following Jonathan Reese will be Paul, and I'm having trouble reading it, Langsford? Lansgard, sorry.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Reese, Lewis and Clark County. And most of you probably know my wife, Beth Reese. She helped with Rick Hill's campaign. And I appreciate the committee nominating my wife and myself as alternates. But there must be a reason for me to be nominated on the floor, so I accept. And please vote for me. Thank you very much.
Paul Lansgard from Gallatin County. I'm a longtime Republican. I've been working at it since the Goldwater days. My biggest thing, I'm excited to represent Montana, and especially there are two things we need to do. We need to get rid of Obama, and I think my greatest goal is to make sure to go there because the party platform takes place there. And it's very important that we get our Montana platform be incorporated as part of our GOP platform. That's what Montana needs. I appreciate your vote.
Next is Ann Koopman, followed by Tammy Hall, and then Randy Ferguson, and I don't think Tammy was here.
Hi, I'm Ann Koopman from Gallatin County, and I'm ready to go to Tampa. But more important than just looking the part of a delegate, I am passionate about helping Republican candidates get elected. And I've been working in their campaign since the Goldwater years, helping to elect Republicans at all levels, the legislature, the governor, Congress, Senate. My husband Roger and I would love to celebrate our 39th wedding anniversary in Tampa at our very first national convention as delegates from Montana. Please vote for us. Thank you.
Randy Ferguson.
I'm Randall Ferguson from Gallatin County. And I would like to go to Tampa to the convention. I think we need some real change in Washington that will give us all hope. Obama needs to be removed from office. Let's do it.
Next is Nicholas Waterer, followed by Phil Olson and Roger Koopman.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Nicholas Schwaderer, your next representative for House District 14. That's Gordy's district. He turned out, asked me to run. We have the funding, the logistics ready to go, and we think it's crucial and important that the under 30 conservatives be represented here because we're the future to keep the grand old party grand and get Obama out of there. Thank you.
I'm Phil Olson from Gallatin County, and I think when the nomination went up, they said a different county, or you might check that. And former rancher and former Gallatin County Commissioner, and I have been interested in, not only interested, but frustrated with the way the country has went for quite a number of years. And I think I see a trend that's going, possibly it's going to get straightened out to some degree, and I would like to do whatever I can to help that. And we need to get things done in Tampa, and the best way to do that, of course, is to go there with one thought and as one group and be unified in that we need those changes made that will really count for the country. Thank you.
Next is Roger Koopman, followed by Eric Olson.
Mr. Chairman, fellow delegates, my name is Roger Koopman from Gallatin County, and I'm a small businessman, a former state legislator, and your current candidate for Public Service Commission in District 3, and a longtime activist in the cause of liberty. I am excited about bringing Montana's message of freedom to the National Convention. I'm also excited about bringing back, because that's part of what this is all about meeting wonderful people and being inspired by a wonderful and historic occasion and bringing those things back to our state. Thank you very much.
Eric Olson will be Mark McGlenn.
Eric Olson, Yellowstone County. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Montana Shrug, 5,000 member Tea Party, one of the biggest, most active in the country. We've been working with all our representatives, getting them elected out of Yellowstone County. We walk the streets with them, talk the talk with them. Denny Reberg's a good friend, Steve Daines. We work hard to promote the conservative cause, so I appreciate your vote to go to Tampa. Thanks.
Following Mark McGlenn will be Cindy Dyson McGlenn.
Hi, my name is Mark McGlenn from Flathead County, and I guess this all started for us with the big debates of all those candidates for president, and we all picked our favorites, and my gosh, by the time the primaries came, most of our favorites were gone, but while they were dropping out, we were starting to drop in, and you know, we started getting involved and said, well, what should the guy do? Well, friends said, you know, you can become a precinct person. I'm like, how's that done? Well, you just ask and then they vote you in. So we did that. And then, you know, the convention's coming up. It's like, wow, can we go? How do you do that? Well, you just ask and they vote you in. All right, that's great. So now I'm here. And, we got talking about it last night. We didn't fill out the paperwork because we didn't really think we'd go. And then some friends said that maybe they could help us do it financially. And so now it's like, well, how do you go? Well, you ask and they vote you in. I'm here to ask.
Okay, I'd like to ask your wife to top that. And following Cindy will be Steve Palmieri.
If you vote him in without me, there may be household strife. I'm Cindy Dyson-McGlenn from the Flathead. I'm asking for your vote because I want to go to Tampa and support Ron Paul. We, as Montanans, can refuse to squander our measly 26 delegates who will not decide this nomination anyway. By sending Paul delegates, we will tell the nation that we are the party with the courage to remain faithful to God's principles, our founding principles, and our party's principled platform. By sending Paul delegates, we, the Republicans of Montana, can shape the future of political thought in this country. We hold the power, right here and now, to establish Montana Republicans as the leader of that future. Thank you, Cindy Dyson-McGlenn.
Hi, I'm Steve Palmieri from Lake County. I'm a family practice physician who works for the state of Montana at the Montana State Hospital. I serve the least of us, the most underserved, and that's the mentally ill. And what I try to do with them is to get them independent of the system. A healthy patient doesn't need doctors, and that's my goal. I'm educating my patients so that they don't need me. And I'd like to do the same in Tampa. Thanks.
Folks, we are over by about 10 minutes, so I congratulate you for being non-verbose. Those names now will be sent out of the room and sent to the printer. We'll print the ballots, or have been, since they have not returned yet. I don't believe the ballots are back yet. I'm going to move ahead with the next call for a nomination from the floor, from the nominating committee. Senator Barrett. For what reason does the members have a point of order? Oh, we did Miss Joan Stanley?
She's on my list.
I don't have the list up in front of me. Joan Stanley, I apologize. Thank you, Nick.
Hi, my name is Joan Stanley from Gallatin County. John Adams once said, "A constitution of government once changed from freedom can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever." Our constitutional liberties are under attack, and I cherish those liberties. I want to do my part to restore our republic, and I would be honored to go to Tampa to represent Montana Republican Party. Thank you.
And I apologize. It was not intentional. Senator Barrett.
Mr. Chairman, at this time I wish to place into nomination the slate of 3 congressional district delegate nominees: Betty Babcock, Tim Babcock, Rick Hill.
You have a question? We're getting ready to take a vote.
We have a ballot, and we need to have a paper record of what we've done. So this is a ballot measure, so I would intend that we keep a keeping of the history so we have a complete record of the action here. So let's keep the ballot and move forward without acclamation. Yes, that would suffice.
Thank you. So, we will vote now by voice vote on the slate of 23 alternate delegates. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? In the opinion of the chair, it passes. So, congratulations to those folks that are listed as alternates. Any ballots here yet, folks? Okay. Senator Barrett. You guys are great.
Mr. Chairman, at this time I wish to place into nomination the slate of 3 paired presidential elector and alternate presidential elector nominees: Errol Galt, presidential elector nominee; Sherry Galt, alternate presidential elector nominee; Thelma Baker, presidential elector nominee; Mark Baker, alternate presidential elector nominee; John Brendan, presidential elector nominee. Carol Brendan, alternate presidential elector nominee.
Thank you, Senator. The nomination slate is accepted. Are there any nominations from the floor? So you understand what goes on, these folks have to be paired by rules, and that's why you got 6 names for 3 positions. They are paired by law. So, are there any nominations from the floor for presidential elector and alternate pair? Are there any nominations from the floor? Who made the motion? I'm sorry. David who? David Halverson. I'm sorry, folks. My eyes, I'm old. For the record, thank you. Do we need to restate? Will you restate the motion for me, please?
Ballot be cast for the slate of presidential elector nominees and alternates. Is that correct, David?
And it's been seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I made a mistake when we were going through the congressional nominees. We had the same type of situation where someone got up and moved that the nomination be closed and we vote by acclamation. I did not allow you to vote. So I'm going to go back to that to make sure that we cover all our bases. The motion was John Brendan's motion was?
John Brendan made the motion that nominations for congressional district delegate nominees cease and unanimous ballot be cast for the nominees.
Was it seconded? Yes. Did we vote on it? Yes. Okay.